All right, homesteader family. So I know the picture, the title sounds like doom and gloom, but it's really not doom and gloom. I just wanted to address a couple things around this time of year. Of course, everybody knows I did a suicide video last year. So for all the new subscribers and the new viewers, if you want to go back and look up today's homesteader suicide, you can see the suicide video I did last year. But I just wanted to come out and try to open everybody's mind again, because we're in the holiday season, we're in the rough part of the year, and the human way of thinking is just so minuscule in the timeline of things that we get caught up in the moment and we don't quite think things through. We don't go over the possibilities. We don't look at the future. We only look at the very moment we're in. And that's a major down step in why sadness, depression, everything comes into play, and you end up with lost hope. And that's the simple fact that we get into a bad situation, and all we do is see that bad situation. We don't see the happy days that we had before, and we don't see the happy days that are going to come after. And that's one thing going back to suicide. You get caught up in that frame of mind, you get caught up in that thinking, and you don't think of anything but that situation you're going through. You don't see the hope, you don't see the happiness, you don't see the good times coming. So if you're in that type of mindset, like I said, go back and look at my suicide video. That will bring a whole new perspective to a lot of people, whether you've been suicidal or not, whether you are suicidal or not, and whether you're in a good mood or a bad mood. It puts a new perspective in there. But I'm seeing a lot of stuff on Facebook, the different social medias that I'm on, and of course, different people followed me into the venture into cryptocurrency again. Some people made money last year, like I did. I also lost money last year, and right now it's really, really bad. Hey, Mother Goose. Uh, so a lot of people joined in on off of uh, Facebook and stuff like that and got into cryptocurrency, and it's in a bloodbath right now. And that goes with stocks, oil, anything you invest in. You always see big investors end up losing everything, and they end up taking their lives because they're in that perspective. And for those of you on Facebook that are going to see this and that followed me, even though I told you I'm not an in someone giving investment knowledge, I was just saying, that's what I see for the good sake in the long future. And that's the key term, is the long future. I'm not looking at, I put in all that money. I'm not looking at turning around and cashing out tomorrow with major profits. It's going to take time. And like I said, we're in a bear market. There's not money to be made unless you're a day trader and you're trading shorts and long positions and stuff like that. I don't do that because I don't know how to do that. But, you know, at one point I was down almost $36,000 in about a week ago. And right now I'm still down 31,000, and it is what it is. I'm in it for long term. So if it takes a year, 2 years, 3 years for that money to turn around and start a new bull trend, then that's where I'm going to make my money. So I want you guys not to be cashing out at a loss and wigging out that you just lost your money. There's good times, there's bad times. You just got to ride the waves. Like I tell people, let the waves come in and let the bullshit float out to sea, because everybody gets caught up on that bullshit and they just let all the emotions overwhelm, and you got to look down the road. Look at the happy times before, look at the happy times coming. So that's the end on the sad doom and gloom. Really not sad doom and gloom, but a topic I wanted to cover. Let's get right into what's going on. So I got my permit for the septic. I renewed my trailer title So the septic title is good for a year from today. So we just got another like 3-4 inches of snow. So I might not be able to dig when I get the tractor back later this week. Hopefully I get it back later this week. If not, then I'll be waiting until spring to go ahead and start digging the septic. And we have 11 days until the big announcement of babies coming in. So Minnie's got roughly 11 more days to go until she has her pups. Her belly is really, really big. And as you can see, she's not up here. I'm not petting her. She's laying down. She's getting in that lazy stance, ready to have the babies. So she's not running around like she used to. She's taking it easier. And I mean, her belly is getting big. So for those of you on social media, you've seen the different pictures I've been putting up. I'll wait another couple days. I'll take another couple pictures of her. But she's really filling out. Her boobs, her nipples, everything are just really, really showing. So I know 100% for sure this is going to be puppies, because last night I was laying on the couch once again with her laying across me, rubbing her belly, and you could feel the little feet and stuff moving around inside of her. So, I mean, it's just super amazing, super cool. Uh, I've got two different people that might be donating their animals to me because they want to get out of the business. So I might have some new animals coming in. That's exciting. Gonna cost more money in feed, but it's my hobby farm. It's what I want to do. So uh, nothing bad there. For those of you asking about the water de-icer, the de-icer is working, except running into issues. The 40-pound tanks are not running for 2 days. So the de-icer was shut down the other day, and we've been down to like -25, -28 with wind chill. So the pond was frozen. The ducks and geese were upset with me. They couldn't get into the pond, couldn't get to water. Of course, it was real thin. Not sure if you could hear that. Let me shut off my volume on my phone. But so I broke the ice. I hooked up a 100-pound propane tank. So it looks like it's going to be expensive to run the propane, to run the generator, to run the de-icer. But like I said, that's my only option right now. And January and February are colder months. And sometimes in February with wind chill, we can get up to, or I should say down to -50 degrees below zero. And it was a whopping like 12 degrees over there the other day. So it was not fun working out, doing chores. Um, Different questions that everybody has come up with. And I'm going to blow some people's minds right now. I had a craving that I never have, and that was cookies and chocolate. I know one of my subscribers is going to have a heart attack right now. I don't need another one, but I went ahead. I got some these cookies that my great grandmother Viola used to buy us, and or not buy us, but had at their house for when we visited. And I had a craving for them because they're really good with coffee. So for those of you that don't know, the center is filled with dark chocolate, and it's like a wafer cookie. But I'm not a big sweets person. I like my salt, my pretzels, popcorn. This is probably the first cookie I've had in probably 2 months since I got a care package that I had to eat cookies in. But they're really good for dipping in coffee, and that's pretty much it on the sweets front. So it's something I got for when I get the little bit of cravings. So nothing major, nothing big. But I did just have a pork tenderloin roast, potatoes, carrots, onions, garlic. Really, really good. Those of you that see my videos know how good it looks, and it tastes even better. But I've had all different questions coming through. How much sleep do I get? what are my days like, just variants of different questions coming in comments on videos, private messages, telephone calls. So I figure I'd just go ahead and address some of those questions that people have been asking that everybody might have on back their mind that might not be answered where everybody can see. So we'll just go down the line with different questions randomly that I can think of that I've been asked lately. And the first one, how much sleep do I get? Normally, I like to get a minimum of 10 hours. That's what us aliens need to run our operations. So I normally go to bed 12, 1 o'clock in the morning. As most of you, or some of you will know, my videos get posted between 12:01 and 1 o'clock in the morning, depending on if I'm watching a movie or what have you. And I like to sleep until like 11, 12 o'clock. Today, I finally woke up at 12:03 in the afternoon, went to town, did my errands. Today was supposed to be a feed day, but because I had to go get my permit, do different things, I didn't do that. So I'll be going over feed tomorrow. What are my days like? I have that question a lot. What are my days like? So every other day I go to the ranch. So on the days that I'm here at the house, I'm watching movies, I'm editing YouTube videos, I'm doing dishes, I'm vacuuming, I'm doing laundry, laying on the couch catching up on my TV shows, and just relaxing, taking it easy, jogging my mind with all different things. I watch a lot of YouTube videos on cryptocurrency because, like I said, I'm in that for the long term. On the days I'm at the ranch, depends on the time of year, depends on the weather, and depends on the urgency. So right now, because we had the cold weather, miserable weather, high winds, things like that, I go over, I feed the animals, I dump a couple buckets of feed into the pigs and goats and them. I dump a 5-gallon bucket down at the pond to the ducks. I change out my propane tank on the de-icer and grab some pine boughs because I don't want to keep buying hay, and pine boughs are a lot cheaper than spending $150 on a bale of hay. And then the dogs run around for a few, and then that's pretty much it. Now, on other weather days, when I can get stuff accomplished, I'm putting up fence, I'm moving stuff, cutting up firewood, working around the trailer, trying to figure out where my power lines are going to be, where my plumbing's going to be, where my septic's going to be. And those days can vary. Bad weather days are normally I'm there for less than an hour. Good weather days, I'm there sometimes overnight. Sometimes I spend the night in the camper. But like I said, with the cold weather, to run a generator with propane and run the heater with propane, to run the trailer and all that, it's just too much, too cold to even deal with. So hopefully, as soon as spring gets here, I can get moved in over there around May, camp on the land for the 3 months I'm allowed, hopefully get a house built by the end of the summer, at least dried in, and then I can move into the house, finish the cabinetry, the finish work, the bedrooms, the walls, the ceiling, all that type of stuff once I get moved in. Other questions. How do I do so much work in that little bit of span of time that I do? Well, I'm an alien. That's what I do. That's what I'm good at. And that's just what the military put in me. That's what my alien DNA has, is just knock stuff out. You got no choice. If you're overseas and get shot, you don't lay down and die. You continue fighting. You continue shooting back. You climb the mountain with a broken leg. You do whatever you need to do to get the job done. That's probably one thing a lot of people need to learn is hard work, because hard work really doesn't exist anymore, and that's a sad thing. Another question: why am I not living at the ranch? Why did I not build this year? That's easy. There's no house at the ranch. Um, all this permit paperwork, I've got to have a driveway put in, I've got to have a physical address, I've got to have electrical, I've got to have a septic system, I have to have a well, all before I can even build a house. Um, my well permit took, I believe, 60 days to come in. So right there, that was 2 months just waiting. The well or the septic permit that I just got, that got filed Thursday, so I got that. So that was roughly half a week, even though they don't work Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I just count that. So there's a lot of delays before I can build. And another thing, I don't want to build uh, a modular home and have it moved on, or a trailer. I want a very efficient house, and everybody will see the progress that's made and the transition period of as the house gets started to finish, and you'll be able to see year after year the efficiency of the house, the different things I have planned for the house. Hey David, nice to see you in here. I'm going to be doing an indoor grow bed that I want to get fruit trees and things like that growing, along with the orchard that I have planned, the farm, everything at the ranch. Another question I get all the time: why am I not stretching my fence? Because everybody says you have to stretch your fence. Well, I started the fence with nothing more than a pickup truck. And for my terrain, I cannot get the pickup truck everywhere I need it. I am not a professional at building fence. As everybody knows, it moves all the time. And I figure it's more like a net. So that's why I put my T-post every 5 feet. Yes, it's a waste of a lot of money, but instead of building concrete at corners and everything like that to secure the fence, I'm just doing it the way I'm doing it. It keeps animals in, it keeps animals out, and eventually, if I do get a windfall from my cryptocurrency, I do plan to take cattle panels, which will be another like 26, or not, be roughly $18,000, because I won't have to buy the T-post, but I'll do the cattle panels on the outside to smush the fence to the T-post, so that will be strong enough to keep the pigs in all the way around. It will be a bigger deterrent against the bears, and we'll go from there. And then the final question that I normally get is, what do I do for a living? What, how do I afford to do everything I do? And how can I grow so big so fast in the short amount of time that I've done it? From everybody watching last year to just the last 3 months, 3 to 4 months. And that is what I do for a living. I don't do anything for a living. I retired when I was 24. I had bought my first house at 19. Built my first house at 24 or 25, something like that. Made six figures by 22 years old. And I've had a lot of different things that I've hustled into getting things done, getting things accomplished. And that's another thing a lot of homesteaders aren't looking at, and a lot of my viewers aren't looking at, is yes, I just bought a 50-acre ranch with water. I have all these animals. I have all this fencing. And people aren't looking at the terms of where I am financially, where I am in debt, and things like that. I mean, yes, I bought a 50-acre ranch. I just bought a beautiful, beautiful tractor that everybody's commenting on. Um, I'm buying all this fencing, all these different things. I'm getting ready to do big projects. Well, the reason I have all these things going is because of debt. Um, the tractor was bought on credit, 0% down, um, or zero money down. My interest rate on the tractor is only 3.2% blended rate. I actually got, I think it was 1% on the tractor and like 5 point something on the attachments, because the attachments aren't through Coyote, and because I'm a disabled vet, I was able to get a military disabled discount, um, because I bought the enclosure and all that type of stuff. There was like a $3,000 discount because I bought so many attachments. That was a discount. So altogether, it's like $58,000. So it's not cheap for the tractor. It's not cheap for all the attachments and the cab and the luxury of what I have. But that was a decision I made because in order for me to progress on the ranch, I can't use my body nonstop without destroying it. And so that's right there. That's 58,000 in the hole, and then the interest over the next 8 years, so I can afford the payments, which are like $780 a month. You know, that comes out to like $69,000-$70,000 with interest. So that's another reason why I did high investment. To, if I make the money in the crypto, I can pay my debts off. Same thing with the ranch, $160,000 for the ranch. A lot of money, a lot of debt. So I owe 1,250 bucks or something like that a month in that. So between the ranch and the tractor alone, that's $2,000 a month going out into bills. The fencing, the material that I buy. What I do the smart thing. I go to our King Supers, which is like City Market, King Supers, all the different things, Acme, the ones that have fuel points throughout the U.S. So I buy gift cards. Then I go to Home Depot, go to different stores. I get 10% off military discount, and I get the fuel points from buying the gift card. So normally I have $1 off a gallon. And it looks like my phone is overheating. So I'm going to say goodbye, and I'll catch up with you guys later on the rest of the spiel. I'll film that later when my phone cools down, and I'll talk to you guys later.